We're going to talk maggots now, maggot fishing, with someone who's done a hell of a lot of it. And it's not just a small fish method, is it, mate?
No, mate, I've caught loads of good carp on it, up to over 40 pounds.
Right.
Several 30s, yeah, no, it's brilliant bait.
And do you use it all year round?
No, I tend to use it in the winter time when the silverfish are not moving about so much and they're not
Right.
going to pick your bait up.
Right, okay. And any lake? Doesn't matter where
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I've caught from shallow lakes, deep lakes, big lakes, small lakes, anywhere
Right.
really. Anywhere where you're willing to give it a go.
Right, okay. And when do you switch onto a maggot? Is it like something you just go in with straight away, or do you wait until things are not working with other things? What makes you do it?
I first started using them on the syndicate lake when I was using normal boilies, using the normal methods that most people use, and I said to my mate, I think maggots will make a difference over here. So the next trip came down and it completely changed my fishing.
Really?
It went from 0 to hero overnight.
Right.
Over like a month period, I caught five fish, I think it was.
Right.
And
on a difficult water.
Really difficult water. Yeah.
Right.
From November to December, in hideous conditions.
Right.
It totally changed my season.
Right. So how many are you putting in then?
On that particular lake, I was taking 2 or 3 gallons when I was going. For an overnight session, I would at least have 8 pints.
Right, okay, which is quite a lot of money, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a lot of money.
What are they, 250, 3 quid a pint now?
Something like that, yeah.
Right, okay, so a lot of money, but it can transform your results.
Completely.
Right.
It's money well spent using maggots.
Right.
And if you don't use them at the end of the session, you can always freeze them. So dead maggots are always good bait.
Right, okay, and you're using it at Chillum to very good effect with Adam?
Yeah, I had a brilliant session at Chillum with Adam. We got the swim going, and the fish just started coming, and it was just a mega session.
And that was just springtime, wasn't it? Was it late winter, early spring?
Yeah, it was April, but it was like fishing in December. It was freezing cold, windy, raining, horrible conditions.
Right.
But, after a day of getting the bait in the swim, they turned up and they just kept coming.
Right, so show us the rig then that you fish over the top of it.
Right, well this is my standard sort of maggot presentation, which has got 22 maggots on a ball.
Right, why 22?
Well, it's just a magic number. It was
Yeah?
1111 from Mr. Dove.
Right.
And it's a good size for the size of the hook that I'm fishing with, which is a size 8 curve.
Right.
I attach the maggots using a tiny little swivel in there, so that when the rig's on the bottom, if they're moving about a bit, as they twist and turn, they don't turn the hook over, so they don't twist the hook up.
I like that, very crafty.
Yeah.
So they can roll backwards and forwards on the bottom and they're not moving the rig around.
Exactly.
Right.
Which you can sometimes wind in and they've gone around the hair, around the hook.
Right.
Just a standard KD setup.
Right,
Very
so that's
simple.
not the snot, one turn, pull the hair out the way, carry on whipping down the hook and then back through the eye.
And you get great separation. It's like a claw. So you come down, I've got 2 centimetres of stripped off braid.
Right.
Further down I've got a little sinker with some dark matter putty over the top.
Right, that's not some dark matte pattern, is it? That is a proper blob.
That's a big blob, yeah.
So what does that do?
Well, Adam Pelling showed it to me, and it's basically just pulling the hook down.
Right.
When they're feeding on maggots and you're fishing it tight, they're not moving very quickly.
Yep.
So it's helping the hook find purchase in the bottom lip.
You can see it doing it there. As soon as you take any tension out of the hook link, it's wanting to drop down and pull the hook
like
down.
A claw.
Right.
It works really well.
Right.
I've got fairly standard length hook link here, probably 10, 11 inches.
Right, and that's end trap soft, is it?
End trap soft, 15 pound.
Right.
And I'll try and fish smaller hooks, certainly nothing bigger than an 8.
Right.
10s maybe, and just a few less maggots if I need to. Just to a standard, hybrid leg clip setup.
Right. So the rest of it you're not changing, really. I like the thing with the swivel on there that they can move around and not spin the hook. That's really good, that. But the rest of it is pretty much the same as what anybody else would use.
Yeah, it is, yeah. I mean, the one thing you should do is tie a bit of PVA tape around the hair and the hook, just to stop it tangling. Because sometimes you can end up with a maggot on the hook.
Right, okay.
If you're not careful.
And what about bags? Do you use PVA over the top?
Rarely, but you can use it. I mean, generally I fish at range. The lakes I've been fishing, it's at 80 to 100 yards in pretty wild conditions. So a bag of maggots isn't the one when you're trying to get it tight.
Right, okay.
But on the smaller lakes, yeah, it's a brilliant little method.
Right, okay. One last thing, when do you put more in? When would you introduce more maggots after that first initial feed?
Well, if I've had any action,
if
there's anything showing, if you think you should have caught something, then maybe cleared you out. If the small fish are active, then I'll just put 3 or 4 spodfuls out, just bring it and get it in the swim, and it just livens the swim up again. Right,
okay. So if you feel you should have caught and you haven't, put a few more in. If you've caught and you think you can get away with putting more bait in and not scaring them, do that as well.
But once they're on the feed, you don't be shy with the bait. You just keep feeding it and you'll keep catching them.
Right, wicked. Well, words of wisdom from Mr. Clarke. Use them in the winter time if there's not many small fish about, and it can transform your results.